Yo, what's up everyone, and welcome to the 15th Formula 1 Grand Prix review on my stream and the YouTube channel. Now, if you don't know, you should know by now. Come on. On my stream, on a Monday, we discuss all things Formula 1 from the Grand Prix weekend. Yeah, first off, we take a look at a bunch of videos, discuss a bunch of things. We then get on Reddit and do a bit of a Reddit recap, and then we check out F1 Fantasy and F1 Play. And then I edit up all into a YouTube video to upload it on Wednesday, along with my live watch-along reactions. So, let's start it off with those. Let's see on the last lap what everyone can do on these softs. Signs purple. Oh, there you go. Double laps are very much better for the temps. Here we go. Here we go. Signs up to pole. Hamilton's not going to be able to improve. What's Norris going to be able to do? We might see Norris on pole here. Russell's green. On pole position. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out Norris. No one's going to improve, I don't think. Alonso up to fifth. Someone's crashed. I think Lewis has crashed. Russell P3! Oh my god! Everyone said the Russian Grand Prix was going to be bad. I think Hamilton spun. Yeah, Hamilton spun. He's good. He's good. He's good. Let's go. Lando, good start, but he's going to get eaten now. Sainz and Russell. Russell up to P2. Ricardo's alongside. Lewis is trying to get in there. Sainz is leading the race, but locks up. Alpine's wide. Lewis has dropped back. Lewis has dropped back. Lewis, another bad start this season. Oh, there's too much going on right now. And Alpine? Stroll? Where did he come from? That Alpine's got to give the places back, surely. All right, Lewis is going to be very much under pressure now. Let's see how this plays out. Hey, that Alpine's on the hards as well. Oh, great overtake from Ricardo. Nice work. Nice work. Leclerc up 7 places already. Holy shit. The Ferrari's looking good, guys. This is why we roll the top. Here we go. Here's the race start. So, Lando, great start. Russell, great start. Dude, Sainz had an awful start. How did he do this? Oh, Lewis got boxed in. Oh, wow. Okay, so Lando tried way too hard to defend Lewis, and it compromised him on Sainz. Well, if Lando did anything, it was probably ruin Lewis's entire race right now. Oh, he locks up, but he gets it done. Well done. That was a 6 start. Oh, he's getting close to Bottas. Is he going to go for the move? He's going for it. He's going for it. Bottas didn't even defend. Great overtake. That's why. Shout out Mercedes. Let's give Bottas a penalty a little bit because of tactic, and didn't even fucking defend. Great work, Bottas. Great work. Why are we watching another driver's onboard of overtakes of other cars in the mini screen? We're watching the mini screen. Okay. Oh no! Holy shit, I thought he was going to send it in there. Ah! If they can hold on to until lap 20 or something, one stop would be better, yeah. Oh, Norris has done it. Broadcast, what are you doing? Verstappen gets past Vettel as well. Cut back. They need a good stop here. Oh, slow. Very slow. Ah, Ricciardo. Okay, but have you noticed how bad the pit stops have been since they implemented that new system at Hungary? They've been awful.
Lewis, you can win this race.
I don't know about that, I don't know about that, Toto. I don't know about that, man. We'll see. If Lewis wins this race, holy shit, well done, because that first stint was shite. He's in DRS now. Here we go. Here's the move of Perez on Ricardo. Did he do what Max has been doing down the inside?
Well, is absolutely superb on the brakes. Nice.
Oh! Ooh, lovely move. I don't know why Ricardo went so deep there. He left way too much room for Perez. Rain is edging. Yeah, these last few laps are going to be interesting. All right, we're up to lap 46. Norris has still got the fastest lap. Yo, I must say, this Grand Prix so far has been really, really good. But if we had seen the 9 overtakes we missed, it would have been top tier. Hamilton is in DRS range. Oh! Okay, the drizzle was definitely playing an effect now. Both of them are going to be resting their car. Do they go inters? It's actually started to rain a little bit. Alonso just got Ricardo as well. Alonso's having a fantastic race. Holy shit. Stroll's got Vettel as well. Broadcast, hello. There's too much. I'll let the broadcast off the side. Bottas past Raikkonen. Oh, Hamilton's sliding everywhere. Everyone's spinning. Oh, Lewis and Norris are going wide. They've got to pit, I think. This is too dangerous now. Do they pit or not? Holy fuck! Are they pitting? Do you think Lando and Lewis will pit? DRS is disabled. According to the F1 game, this is when you pit. Lewis is pitting. Lando's staying out! Oh my god! Lewis has stayed out as well. Leclerc gets past Ricardo. Oh my God, Stroll, open your eyes. Leclerc's up to 5th. Let's go. This is what we love in Formula 1, guys. The unexpected. I feel sorry for the broadcaster. I've been roasting them on Twitter. Now I feel sorry for them. And Hamilton's spinning. Lando is leading the race. Leclerc is up to 4th. Alonso's on the podium. This is too much. This is too much. Oh, Stroll's out. He's still going. No safety car. The last thing we want right now is a safety car. Oh, Sonoda's... No, Gasly's round. Gasly's round. He's good. He's going again. Oh, no. Oh, come on, keep going. He's drifting. It's raining all around the track. I'm sorry, guys. He's got to pit. The whole track is raining and he's on used hards. Yeah, no. Lando's not only throwing the win, I think he's throwing points here. This is very unlucky. He took the risk and he's lost it. Fuck. Hamilton has got past Lando, and Lando's off into the wall. He's good though. He's good. Go. Fuck, he took the risk and it didn't work. Norris didn't trust his engineer. Norris tried to big balls it. That's a bit of a tough mistake from Norris. It was a good risk. But at the end of the day, you got to trust your engineers. This is exactly what Max wanted. Oh, he's going to get a 5-second pen as well. I'll be honest, I am shocked that Lewis has won this race after what a shitty first stint. What a great Grand Prix. And we've got to say shout out to Lewis Hamilton for that win there. Won by over a minute. Or just under a minute, I should say. Has the most wins in Formula 1 now with 100. Wait, no, he's already got the most, right? He just makes it 100. Well done to Lewis Hamilton. You got to clap that. It wasn't an easy race for him, and he was able to pull it off with a great decision in the end there. Oh, Lando's going to be so gutted with himself. He should have listened to his engineers. Yeah, what an absolutely insane Grand Prix it was. I mean, everyone was cancelling out the Russian Grand Prix, thought it was going to be boring, or maybe even cancelled because it was wet. And then, yeah, it ended up being absolutely insane. I mean, I kind of expected that, I'm not going to lie. Everyone's like, oh, do you think Russia's going to be boring? I'm like, I mean, it looks like, so far this year, we haven't had a bad Grand Prix apart from Portimao. And all the high-speed circuits with good DRS zones have been fantastic this year. So I expected a good Grand Prix. And then straight after qualifying, I was like, yep, this is going to be a banger. And man, it was absolutely insane. So let's start off with the race highlights. So the start was absolute chaos. I could not keep up with it. There was so much going on. Lando was trying with all his might to defend Lewis, and Sainz slipped past. And I mean, ended up working out quite well for Lando because obviously Sainz wasn't really a threat to him. But yeah, if you had to defend one person, why not defend Lewis? Real quick, got to talk about this. So at the time during the race, I was like, yo, why is Alonso just able to go through the bollards, come back on track, and only, I think he just came back out where he was. He didn't lose a place, didn't gain a place. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I've not been a fan of that in previous Grand Prix. Like, I always bring back Stroll at Italy in 2019, where 2020, where he went completely wide and was able to still get a podium. Like, bro, if you miss the corner, you should have to at least lose a few more places than that, or a bit more time. But yeah, I guess it's just a thing in Formula 1 you got to get used to. And there's a rumor going around that Alonso in the driver briefings kept bringing up the fact that drivers were able to just go through here and not lose time at all, and it kind of got ignored. So he said, I'm just gonna apparently the rumor is that he purposely went through that to avoid a crash and to just come out in the same position he was. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something I read from a reporter on Twitter. But yeah, interesting to think about. You know, if that is the rule, you can just go through the fucking bollards, then why aren't drivers just doing it for the sake of doing it to avoid incidents? I mean, that's fucking stupid. I think I think they need to like have a bit of like all right, if you use the runoff, you've got to give the places back and maybe like 2 seconds, 3 seconds or something. Fuck, I love the helicopter view of this. So Lando had a great start, but then he got eaten alive by the slipstream. Sainz had a pretty average start, got passed by Russell, but then I guess the slipstream along with the fucking slipstream, I guess, got back past Russell. But you see Lewis, awful start. Again, he's had so many bad starts this season. You know, at this point, you got to expect Lewis to have a bad start every Grand Prix because Mans has had, I don't know, it just awful starts. But then this slipstream was nuts. Look, just on Sainz, flying, and then he gets boxed in by Lando. And then he got eaten alive by the Alpine, Ricciardo, and Stroll. And then, yeah, you can see Alonso clearly could have gone around the corner, but decided to use the runoff. Now, this is a sick overtake. I'm not going to lie. I think this camera is ass. They need to reposition this camera. This corner is such a nice overtaking spot. There was actually quite a few overtakes in this corner, but like the camera angle doesn't really give it justice. You know what I mean? And Max just kept setting up the inside here. Really late dives and pulling it off because no one was defending him. This battle between Leclerc and Vettel was absolutely nuts. And then Max was trying to get on it. Everyone's saying Leclerc's a menace. I mean, yeah, he probably should be looking in his rearview mirror here, but he was obviously way too tunnel visioned on Vettel, so he was pulling out to overtake Vettel and then didn't know Verstappen was behind him. Thank God Verstappen had quick reaction times. All right, well, this is the first of many. This was the first of many bad broadcast mistakes. I cannot believe how many overtakes the broadcast missed. It was so disappointing. That was my only negative from the entire Grand Prix, was the fact that the broadcast missed probably, I counted up to 7 before I gave up. They missed at least 10 overtakes. If you include the wet part of the race as well, like when it was wet and there was so much chaos going on, they probably missed about 12 plus. But, you know, we'll give them a break with the wet stuff because it was absolutely chaotic. No one knew what the fuck was happening. I doubt the broadcast was able to keep up with it. As a Leclerc fan, I didn't get to see a single Leclerc overtake. But there's just so many crucial moments missed, from this overtake where we're watching a replay instead to we're watching Lando Norris go down the straight all by himself with no cars around him, rather than watching Perez and I think it was Ricciardo in the pit stop. Why aren't we watching the guys in the pit stop? And we will get to the pit stops in a second, but there were so many mistakes at the pit stop that we should be watching them. It builds up the suspense, you know what I mean? Well, if Perez had a 9-second pit stop, we don't see it. But yeah, there's just so many overtakes missed. And then not to mention, when we did see some overtakes, they were in the mini screen. Like that time when we had, for that Vettel, Leclerc, Max thing I was talking about before, we were watching Max's onboard of Leclerc and Vettel's battle in the mini screen. So quickly to talk about the pit stops. They've added this new rule for the pit stops. I think it was after Hungary or after the summer break, whatever, the last few Grand Prix. And we've seen so many bad pit stops. And now, first off, we've discussed the pit stop thing so many times. I think it's stupid. We all think, for most of us think it's stupid, right? It's for safety. But like, do we ever see a non-safe pit stop ever? Like, I've probably only seen one unsafe pit stop in the sense of like the tire coming off in the 3 years I've watched Formula One. It's a load of bullshit, the whole for safety thing. The thing I don't get with this pit stop system is it's meant to slow down the pit stops to make it safer, blah, blah, blah. But now there's literally RNG, like there's random luck to Formula One now, because these faults aren't because of the pit crew. Most of them aren't because of the pit crew. In the last few races, all these pit stop issues aren't because of the pit crew. It's not because the wheel nut wasn't coming on or wasn't coming off, or they did this wrong or they did that wrong. They literally, it's to do with the sensors. You know, you've literally seen, I can't remember who it was. You can literally see the mechanic bashing the wheel gun, making the sensor go. And it's like, why was this system implemented if it wasn't checked properly? Like, cool. It's to be more safer, which we didn't need. But if that's what they want, cool. But at least have your systems work. You've cucked over Perez's race. You've cucked over Ricciardo's race. You've cucked over so many people's races over the last like 4 Grand Prix, all because of this stupid new rule with the sensors that don't work. Like, it's so annoying, man. It's so annoying. Like, imagine coming to a pit and you don't know if it's going to work or not. The thing about this Grand Prix was there was just so much going on. I loved it. There was 3 different groups of drivers on different strategies. We had the drivers who started on the hards and were going long to get on the mediums. We had the drivers who started on the mediums and pit early for the hards, and we had the drivers who were on the mediums who were going long on the mediums to pit for the hards. There was 9 drivers at one point fighting for a podium, and I did not know which strategy was going to be better, which car was going to drive better. And then like the whole storyline of like, you know, Verstappen's taken this grid penalty and he needs to make up as many points as he can, and Lewis, obviously behind in the championship, needs to make up as many points as he can in the championship on Max while he's taking this penalty. And there was so much going on. It was so good. It was so good.
Lewis, you can win this race.
I remember my exact comment there was, Toto, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that can happen. And then Lewis's stint, that second stint from Lewis was insane. His first stint was so bad. He was like same pace as all the hard drivers. And then all of a sudden, this second stint, he was flying. Yeah, this is very surprising. I'm very surprised Alonso got past Max, but Max got back past him again later. Now, yeah, this was so exciting. This point in the race, I mean, we'd already had a banging Grand Prix, and you know, with what I was saying before, and then the rain started coming in, and it was like, at this point, it was all out the window. You know, Norris could spin, Hamilton could spin. Who's going to pit? Who's not going to pit? It was so exciting. So yeah, I think at this point, Lando would have won the Grand Prix. I think if it didn't rain, or if it just stayed about this lightness of rain, this this heaviness of rain, whatever word you want to use. I think Lando would have won. He had really, really good pace. I think it was like 10 laps where Lewis was stuck behind him, was not able to get past with DRS, without it, just was stuck in that dirty air train. And Lando's pace was just really, really good. And then, yeah, even when the wet did come out, he was still showing that he could stay in front of Lewis. Once again, Stroll, 2 Grand Prix in a row, colliding with his teammate. I don't get it. What is he doing? Like, just open your eyes. Open your eyes. Like, how do you... I don't get this as well. Like, if this wasn't his teammate, it's dumb enough as it is. But if you see your teammate in your rearview mirror, like, I feel like you'd want to be extra careful, especially in the condition. I don't know what Stroll's been doing. He had such a good start. He was in 5th place, and then he didn't even get points in the end. I don't even get it. I don't get what Stroll's up to. And here is the key moment of this Grand Prix. Lando Norris being told to pit and Lewis Hamilton coming into the pits. So let's talk about this real quick. My opinion on it is this was a big 50-50 mistake from both Norris and his team. This was not unlucky. This was not anything else but both Norris and McLaren under pressure and making a very, very big mistake. Now, I think it was the right decision to risk it to go one more lap. I do think that was the right decision. Don't get me wrong. You know, at the end of the day, you want that win. You want it. You want it so badly. The team wants it. You go that extra lap in front over Lewis to, you know, see what the lap times are like. It wasn't that wet yet. It wasn't that wet just yet. But the problem was, this lap, we have now found out with all the telemetry data, Lando could have pit after this lap. He could have pit after this lap on lap 50 and still been in front of Lewis on the exact same tire as Lewis. And that is a huge, huge, huge fuck up from McLaren. In one way, you can say it's all Lando's fault for not listening to his engineers. But when his strategists and his engineers are looking at the data and can see that Lando can pit to the exact same tire as Lewis Hamilton and 12 other drivers on the grid, you fucking pit him. For some reason, they were trying to finish the Grand Prix the fastest way possible rather than going on to inters, the same strategy as Lewis, and fighting him off. The second I heard, I think it was like 10 laps to go, Lando was telling his engineer to shut up because he was giving him useless information. I was like, yeah, he's under pressure. And, you know, sometimes drivers under pressure can handle those situations well, but I think Lando kind of lost the plot this Grand Prix, sadly. At the end of the day, Lando is the only one who knows how the car feels. He's the only one who knows how it feels. And Lando doesn't know what everything else is happening in the Grand Prix, what the weather's like. And it's their goal to communicate together. Instead, you got this Lando Norris going, nah, I'm committing. And you got the McLaren guys going, we'll let him do his thing. At one point, someone at McLaren needed to take over and realize he's about to just completely lose this Grand Prix. Not just lose second place, not just lose first place, not just lose second place, but lose points in general. And no authority came on the radio to tell Lando, like, you need to listen to us. And Lando just wasn't having it. So it was a double fail from McLaren here. They've got another driver who pit for inters as well, like 2 laps beforehand. Ricardo. They have that information. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And then, yeah, Lando ended up going wide in the pit lane. Thankfully, he didn't get a pen. Everyone was referring this back to fucking Lewis Hamilton at Germany. I mean, let's keep in mind, though, at Germany, 1, Lewis Hamilton had damage, so it's a completely different incident. And 3, Lewis Hamilton went the other side of the bollard. I don't know. In my opinion, Lewis shouldn't have got a pen at Germany because he had damage. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, Lando went through the bollard correctly, went out wide, and then pit. At the end of the day, these rules are there to keep drivers safe and for the safety of Formula 1. And it would have been way more, it would have been less safe if he went another lap. So if he got a penalty for just missing the pit lane, like, what do you want him to do? Not fucking drive the car, just pull over? Like, of course he's going to try everything in his effort to get in the pits. Big ups, Lewis. 100 race victories in Formula 1. Absolutely nuts. It's been a while. We've been waiting for this record for a while. But yeah, absolutely insane. And it's funny that last year, half wet, half dry race at Turkey, he ended up getting his 7th world title. And then a half wet, half dry race at Russia, he ends up getting his 100th race win. But yeah, huge win from Hamilton. I'm sorry, but if you think that Grand Prix was boring purely because Hamilton won, you might need to rethink. I mean, I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, you're here to watch. You watch Formula 1 for different reasons. Some people watch it for the drivers they support. Some people watch it for the sport. But like, to hate on a driver that much, to say a fantastic Grand Prix was boring just because Lewis Hamilton won, like, he deserved that win just as much as Lando Lando deserved it just as much as Max Verstappen deserved it. He made the right call at the right time. The team made the right call at the right time. And he had a shitty first stint. So for him to put that amount of work on those hards and the second stint was absolutely nuts. But yeah, big ups Lewis with 100 race victories. Will we ever see a driver get 100 wins alongside him? Who knows? Who knows? For Max to be taking a fucking grid penalty at a Grand Prix like Russia as well, and to still finish second is mad. Like, Lewis, he's happy with the win, obviously, and that's the best he can do. But Max killed it. They did exactly what they needed to do. 7-point difference. Like, he's taken a grid penalty and only lost out on 7 points to Hamilton. Now, if Hamilton has to take a grid penalty, which I think he will at some point in the season, he now has to match that. Lewis now has to win the race or get second at the Grand Prix, takes a grid penalty to match that point difference, which is insane to think about. Yeah, that was the other thing that surprised me this Grand Prix. No one got lapped. Well, I don't know at the end, but no one was lapped for the first like 40 laps. There was like a train of 10 cars in this like 30-second margin. It was insane. I loved it. There was, again, 3 different groups of drivers on 3 different types of strategies. It was nuts. I loved it. Let's get on to the Reddit recap. Now, Lando Norris takes pole position for the 2021 Russian Grand Prix. I was shocked. 38,000 upvotes. Lando is 100%, apart from Max and Lewis, he is like the next face of Formula 1. I mean, you've got drivers like Leclerc and Gasly who are quite popular, but like Lando's just on another level from a social media standpoint as well. He's doing all the right things. Bottas Instagram story. This was fucking hilarious. And I thought this was fake. Nope, it was real. I checked. Valtteri tweeting out just a picture of Valtteri with all his engines. Oh my god. I saw some people being like, yeah, Bottas has clearly finished with Mercedes. He hates them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what? He's just having a laugh. You know what I mean? Like, he took an engine pen, whether he agreed with the team or not, and he's just having a laugh. He's not roasting Mercedes. Like, oh man. Netflix CEO would think about bidding for F1 streaming rights. Oh, what's this? Bruh, F1 on Netflix? That's gross. And oh no, because I'd sell it. With the documentary Schumacher and the documentary Sujata aside, the originally American streaming provider Netflix has also become an issue for Formula 1 fans, and the type of Formula 1 could be further expanded within the Netflix portfolio the next week. The reveals Netflix CEO Reed Hastings, one of that company's founders, and blah, blah, blah. A few years ago, the rights to Formula 1 were sold. At the time, we were not among the bidders. Today, we would think about it. Oh, he's just saying they'd think about it. Oh, so they'd just... okay, all right. Yeah, I guess they'd just say they'd consider it. That would be sick. Oh, I don't know if I'd want Netflix having the rights, the broadcast rights to Formula 1. I mean, they'd probably turn it too much into a show, which would be bad, but yeah. Max about accusations that he didn't check how Lewis was feeling after the crash. There's no shortage of hypocrites in the world. I looked my left and saw him working the wheel, trying to leave. Apparently, he felt fine. A few days later, he flew to New York for the gala. I'm not really going to get into this. Maybe I will. Yeah, I said this last week, but if you generally think Max is an asshole for not checking on Lewis, he looked at him, saw that he was driving the car, walked away, and now he's getting all this fucking shit in the media, and he's just genuinely responding. Like, why are you asking me why I didn't check on Lewis? Why aren't you asking Lewis why he made a big deal about being hurt, but then flew to a Met Gala the next day and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, I mean, I'd defend that by saying, well, Lewis wanted to go to the Met Gala so badly, regardless of how injured he was going to go to it regardless. But like, fucking media and their shit questions, hey? Lightning down Sochi. I can't really like caught on camera. That was a good timing. Happy birthday, Antoine Hubert, who would have been 25 years old today. That sucks, man. I found out that Antoine finished, was it second? No, he won the F3 championship in 2017 or something like that. I did not know that. So because I didn't know who Antoine Hubert, I wasn't following F2 prior to his death. So it's sad to think that he would have been such a talent if that hadn't happened. Vettel and Alonso went to the pre-race ceremony with pro-climate justice and pro-LGBTQ plus human rights shirts instead of the standard We Races One shirt. What does climate justice now mean? What does that mean? Is that like global warming and shit? Not able to watch that because it's a streamable. Before McLaren's Monza win, their last win had the racing numbers 3 and 4 on their cars. Yo, and now Ricciardo and Norris is 3 and 4. That's insane coincidence. Bottas hit with Russian GP grid penalty after F1 engine change. Yeah, we didn't really talk about this. Why did Bottas take a grid penalty? He just had one in Italy. Mercedes said it was technical reasons. They want to it's a tactical reason. So it's like they want to have as many fresh engines for the rest of the season. I just think it's completely technical. Why would you want to... I don't get why you do it tactically to hold up Max. But then again, it's so stupid to take another grid pen. It's got to be tactical. I don't know. Mercedes are weird. They were very cryptic with it as well. So yeah. Why is everyone babying Lando? Oh no. Oh no. Yes, it was a devastating way to lose, but his first potential win in a race. Imagine it was Mazepin talking like this to his team. He's young. He's got a lot of maturing to do. He's also very talented. Definitely one of the future faces of the sport. He'll learn from this and hopefully win a race before the season is over. But man, I just roll my eyes at the way Natalie was babying on Sky. Oh, I just want to hug you. Oh, and how people here are putting complete blame on the team. To Lando's credit, he totally owned the mistake. Yeah, I agree with 90% of this. I agree with everything apart from the fact that it's solely Lando's fault. I think it's very much 50-50. But with everything in regards to Lando's attitude, like, yeah, if that was Max, if that was Lewis, if that was Mazepin, holy shit, the amount of hate he would get. But because it's Lando, it's like, oh, tooties, you know? I think this is where Nico Rosberg really brings balance to the Skyphone team. I would have liked to have heard his straightforward opinion. Yeah, I agree. That's why Nico's so good. He's just blunt and truthful. And he's not an asshole like David Coulthard, where he just is upfront in an asshole way. You know what I mean? Nico does it nice there. Lando and Carlos hanging it out after qualifying at Russia. That was so cool to see. And it brought a tear to my eye, man. It brought a tear to my eye. Let me go on Twitter real quick and get it. This brought a tear to my eye, man. This brought a tear to my eye. I'm not going to lie. Probably the first time I've cried in Formula 1. It wasn't like proper crying, but like I felt my eyes watering up, you know what I mean? Lando, after the race, goes and congratulates Lewis after, you know, imagine how tough it is, whether you blame yourself, whether you blame your team, having the big balls to go up to Lewis after the race and like own that mistake and congratulate him. That was so cool to see. Very, very, very mature. Very, very mature. I love that. Lap 48 versus lap 53. Yeah, this was nuts. Again, coming back to what I said, at one point there was 9 drivers who I thought could have been on the podium. And then the wet came and it was like, brah, anyone could be on the podium. It was absolutely nuts. The only driver who stayed put was fucking Tsunoda. Haas, we're delighted to confirm that Schumacher and Mazepin will continue our driver lineups for 2022. So quickly to talk about this, I don't think Haas had any other choice. Was it the right choice? No. But did they have any other choice? Not really. I don't know. At the end of the day, they fucked up last year. They fucked up by picking 2 rookies. They chose to have 2 rookies on their team and not able to develop the car this year or next year. Yeah, they had no other choice. Like, you know, you could say, oh, Ilott, De Vries, all these other drivers. But at the end of the day, they've already wasted a whole year with these 2. There's no point in dropping them for another team, for another driver, because then that driver's going to have to get up to speed with this fucking dog shit car. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be dog shit next year, but you get my point. So yeah, it makes sense to re-sign them, but I don't think it was a smart decision signing them in the first place. So yeah. Anyways, congratulations on them. Happy to see Mazepin back. Schumacher back on the grid. Mazepin, I guess, got to wait to see if he can prove himself. Also, a signing experienced reserve driver to make up for the lack of experience in the 2 rookie drivers, which is a whack way to do it in my opinion. But yeah, Netflix ad for the Schumacher documentary in Germany. Is that inside the truck or is that a picture? Gasly has qualified six times out of 14 in 2021. 4th twice, 5th 3 times, 6th 6 times, 9th once, 12th 2 times. Wow, his qualifies insane when you look at it like that. The change of Monaco circuit over the years. It's just a different era of car, man. Different era of life. It's insane. I liked it when it was like that. That's cool. Lewis Hamilton on Instagram. I believe this is the first time I've taken out a mechanic in 14 years. My heart was in my mouth. I was so worried. Thankfully, it was okay. Yeah, if you don't know, in practice, Lewis went a little bit too deep and hit his jackman. Thankfully, okay, but just a bit of a pushback. Max has 108 more laps led than all other drivers combined. Wow. That's for 2021. Yeah, it just shows how dominant Max has been this year, but how kind of unlucky he's been at the same time. Here reacting to qualifying in the paddock. Yeah, he was so pissed. He had such good pace this weekend, and he just always wants to over-deliver, and he wasn't able to this weekend. Sepang teasing a return. So this guy said, so are we bringing F1 back to Malaysia? And Sepang replied, stay tuned. Is Sepang going to replace the to be determined track on the calendar? Because there's currently a track that a spot on the calendar that hasn't got a track, and it's just got TBD on the website. Can we talk about how poor the F1 TV direction was this race? Yeah, we've already spoken about it. Fucking shit. And thank God people agree with me. 100 wins. This was a sick edit on Twitter. This was sick. Oh, wait. No. Let me go find the actual video.
You didn't want to come in? No, me neither. I was like, he's right there. He's right there. I don't guess you were looking in the wind mirrors doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think until then that we was drying up for slicks. Like it was
there's only 5 and 7, right?
Yeah, which was tough. But this side was all dry.
Yeah.
So our decision, like what I got told, was the rain was going to stay like that. apparently what you got told was different.
Yeah. My team were they were great today.
Yeah.
But I ignored the first call. I was like, no, he's right there.
I know, I ignored him the whole time.
I like that. Good friendly chat between those two. Let me go find this video of Lewis. It was so good. It was so good. Where is it?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Dad. Cool little edit for Lewis there. I like it. Ricardo, Monza win made leaving Red Bull worth it. Okay. Ferrari were gassing up this engine, and man, it looked good in practice. It looked good in the race. But Leclerc himself was saying that the engine wasn't going to be too good. And so was Sainz. They were saying, I don't expect much from the engine. But yeah, Ferrari gassing it up, and it looked good. So I don't know. Anyways, I think it was worth the pen. All right, the Sochi Autodrome is currently flooded with just one day before the start of the Grand Prix. Yeah, everyone was getting fucking PTSD from Belgium with this shit. It was mad. When you saw the F2 pit, oh my god, when you saw the F2 pit lane was just soaked, it was mad. The 2021 F1 season may be the best season we're having in a while. 2 teams vying for the Constructors Drivers' Championship. Very close teams, McLaren, Ferrari chasing the leaders. 3 vets, Alonso, Vettel, Kimi having good battles in the middle. Williams making a comeback after years of misery. Haas filling threads with memes. I don't think we'll have another season like this after Kimi retires. I'm going to save every remaining race of the season. Yeah, I mean, exactly. You never know when F1 could potentially go into another drought of, like we had from, what was it, 2014 or 2020, really, 2020, really, where it's just no, it's just typical average races. Oh, 2016 was a good season. But you know what I mean? Like, where it's just like most of the season is just average races. Like, we've only had one bad race this season. It's nuts. The rookie class of 2019, Russell, Norris, and Albon all lost their first win in heartbreaking fashion. Yes, Russell lost it at Sakhir when he filled in for Hamilton. Norris lost it at Russia with the wet in the last lap. And then Albon lost it at Austria when Lewis took him out. And Leclerc lost his at Bahrain when his engine broke down. So yeah, they've all had it tough. Meanwhile, fucking Max wins in his first race at Red Bull. So that was up the red recap. Let's get into the F1 fantasy. So here is my team for this week. We got 145 points. I'm not gonna lie, I was so confident in this team, and then it kind of just all went down the drain. So I picked Alpine just so I could afford all these drivers. And I thought Alpine would have done well, and they had a race streak, but unfortunately, Ocon didn't finish in the top 10, so we missed out on the race streak, and we lost 10 points because he dropped outside the top 10. We then had Lando in the team, obviously, because you pick him every single week. You chuck turbo on him every single week. So him throwing kind of fucked my team up a little bit. I then picked Hamilton and Bottas because I thought they'd do well with the Mercedes car. Obviously, did well with Hamilton. And in the end, we did well with Bottas, but we could have done better if he didn't take his fucking grid pen. I then picked Gasly, and again, I need to probably stop picking Gasly. He's just making a lot of mistakes and/or getting very unlucky every week, and he keeps fucking up my fantasy team. But he would have been fucking killer if it wasn't for those issues. And Russell was my budget driver. Yeah, so we lost points on Russell because he dropped back, but we still got more points than other budget drivers, I think. So I'll take that. But yeah, if it wasn't for Norris fucking up and it wasn't for Gasly throwing, then I would have had a killer team. But that's just how it be, going into the week, I was very, very confident. You just don't know what's going to happen with those random races. So let's have a look at the league. So I'm up to 11th now. We're up another place. Nice. I believe we were 12th last week. We've moved in front of Ryan. Ryan's Radical Races. Let's go. And behind Addy now. T-Mac is still leading with his Mega Driver to spare. Let's have a look at his team for this week. He got 145, so was that the same amount of points as me? He had something a bit different though. He had Mercedes, Norris, Russell, Gasly, Ocon, and Verstappen. Okay, interesting. I'm surprised he kept Verstappen in his team considering Verstappen had the grid penalty. And then leading without their Mega Driver is Ayaka. Bob, he had 145 as well. Exact same team as I had. So yeah, anyways, what was the best team of this week? It was Tor Molinus with his Mega Driver of 210 points. He had Gasly, Schumacher, Russell, Norris, Turbo Driver, Bottas, Mega Driver. Okay, the only reason that team was the best was because he Mega Drivered. Anyways, Trin! win. Trent had the best team of the week. He had Sainz, Bottas, Norris, Mazepin, Gasly, Mercedes. Wow. And it's only 181. So we only missed out on 35 points this week, or 36 points to the leader this week. So not too bad of a week for us. It wasn't as bad as I thought. All right, let's go to F1 play now. So let's see how everyone did. I'm expecting this to be completely in the bin. Yeah, 1 out of 10. So no one got 10, 9, 8, or 7 out of 10. 0.1% got 6 out of 10, 1% got 5 out of 10, 5% got 4 out of 10, 20% got 3 out of 10, 36%, the majority, got 2 out of 10. I was with 30 other percent with 1 out of 10, and 7% got 0 out of 10. So let's have a look at my picks. So Lewis Hamilton, I predicted Lando was going to win, ended up being Lewis in the end. I predicted Lewis was going to get second, ended up being Sainz, and I predicted Sainz for third, and it's Matt. It's broken. Okay, well, F1 plays glitched. We'll still look at it, but we'll take a look at it again next week once it's fixed. So I should have gotten 1. Fastest lap was, my prediction was Lewis, ended up being Lando. Highest finisher in Q1 was Sainz. I predicted Norris. I predicted, my only prediction right this week was Alonso for highest finisher in Q2. I predicted first to retire was Perez, ended up being Mick. I said 60 people were going to finish, only ended up being 19, 18, depending on Latifi. I said there was going to be a safety car, there wasn't. And I said the margin was going to be very, very tight, which it was going to be until the end. Dude, wait. If the rain hadn't came out, I would have gotten 6 right. Fuck, man. Fuck. All right, let's go have a look at how everyone else did in the fantasy league. Brody, Degree, Forsdick, James, Rocchio, and T-Mac, all with 3 out of 10. T-Mac's always at the top, man. It's nuts. It's nuts. We then had a bunch of you guys on 2 out of 10, and then a bunch of us on 1 out of 10. Guys, remember to do F1 play each week. There's so many people in the league, but they don't do their predictions. That is going to wrap up the Grand Prix review for this week for the Russian Grand Prix. Yeah, overall, fantastic weekend. Qualifying was insane. The race was so good. Well, qualifying had an insane ending, I should say. The race was so good. It had everything. History, drama, storylines, great overtaking and racing. It was nuts. It was nuts. So yeah, I appreciate you guys all tuning on in from the Watchalong. Again, another fantastic week on the streams for the Watchalongs, from practice to qualifying to the race. Absolutely nuts. I love having you guys all there every single Grand Prix weekend. To all of you who tuned in today for the Grand Prix review, I really, really do appreciate it. So yeah, same time, same place in 2 weeks' time for the Turkish Grand Prix. I cannot wait. So yeah, appreciate you guys all tuning in. I'll see you guys all in 2 weeks for the Turkish Grand Prix. Goodbye.
Keep it down.